got. Alrighty guys, so this is the unboxing of the top end kit. The rings, piston, wrist pin, and snap ring. And then this is the new jug. So again, we are going to use the stock head, clean it up a little bit, and then obviously replacing the jug because this is a 140cc. Oh yeah. Like that. That's the carburetor from a different company. And then we got all the gaskets here. And these are the parts that I laid out to make sure we had everything. I don't know what that's for. Find out. Maybe the exhaust gasket? Looks like it. I have to film it, but the first step to getting the piston off is taking these snap rings off in order to get the wrist pin out. Now, they say it's easy to do, but I was having a really tough time with a screwdriver. So this is what I did. I took a nail, and this might help some of you if you don't have a pick. And I'm obviously not reusing the stock piston. And I grabbed it here and got under it, and then I grabbed my pliers and pulled it right out. So now we're going to attempt to find a socket. We got a new one, so if it hits the floor, it's okay. There we go. So we got our piston and our old wrist pin out of there. So guys, we've got the piston all set to go. That was kind of first time really getting the rings all oriented. But we have it all set. They're all degreed. I actually watched another video on how to do it, so I'm gonna put the screenshot of the orientation up here. I'm not gonna try to teach you how to do it, but it's not that bad. So it's really important to have the rings the right way, because if you put them in and they're facing the wrong way, it obviously won't have compression, or it could be catastrophic failure. All right guys, so we got both of the wrist pins in. We are gonna check. I can tell you right now, it might be okay. We're gonna confirm that the rings didn't move. Gotta clean this head up, and then we're gonna put it together. And maybe we'll have this thing going today. Hate to see it, but we got most of the bolts out except for one, so we drilled it and broke the head off of it. Stator, and then we're gonna try to get that stud out right now. Bam, there it is. So let's see if we get focus. So we're just gonna get a new bolt, but that's awesome. We didn't have to drill out and tap and do all that crap. So we have a new gasket for the case too. Main reason for taking this off is to time the motor, so let's do it. So another what seems pretty obvious tip though, or maybe it's not, is when you're timing a motor, taking the spark plug out is a huge, huge help. Plug, probably replace that. But now, it should crank over way easier. It's a 17mm socket for the crank. Right there, with that little notch in the side of the crankcase. Right there. And now the motor's top dead center, marked with the side. So now we can put the cam gear on and we should be good to go. Put that together and then we have to put the cam tensioner in and we should be almost ready to throw this thing on the bike. All right guys, so it's the next day. Shop is a mess, we gotta clean it up, but we got the motor together. I stopped filming because I was just actually getting frustrated and took a break last night, but we got the cam tensioner in, the motor's all timed. I double checked it a few times because after you put the tensioner in, it can sometimes throw off the timing. Made sure it was on the compression stroke too. That was something to watch for. So the valves were both closed, adjusted the valves. Got the timing cover back on with a new gasket. Valve covers on. I guess that's what those little things would be called here. And we're gonna throw it in the bike. Possibly have it fired up today. I mean, it's got this plug for the CDI. I'm not sure what this plug is for. Maybe the ignition, I'm really not sure. Yeah, let's get this thing thrown on the bike. All right, this is gonna be the tire limit slide. We got the motor all in this thing, all set to go. The only thing left we really have is the carb to get hooked up and the throttle. And then we're still waiting on the chain that should be here today. But then we're gonna fire this thing up. So here's our old carb right here. And then we got our new Chinese unit right here. So we're gonna get this thing swapped over. Got the bike all back together. We got the carb on there, new carb, choke setup. So this is gonna be the first fire up. Let's see what happens. We've got oil in it and a little super tech. We're just gonna do a quick break in, fire it up, and then we'll change the fluids and hopefully everything goes well. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so we got the bike all together and she actually runs really good. I didn't film it, but I had it outside and just kind of let it idle. This is a stock size carburetor for 143cc top end. Like I said, obviously we're using the stock head. So I've got the idle screw turned up and then the pilot cranked up, and it runs a lot better, but we are gonna have to get a bigger carb for this thing. So yeah, now we just gotta put the chain on it and then, oh yeah. All right guys, so this concludes the budget KLX110 rebuild. We bought the bike for $100 from a buddy of mine. We put a $27 carb on it, a $36 chain and sprocket kit, and then we put the top end kit, which was $190, and it came with gaskets, so a case gasket, and then gaskets for the jug, and then the head gasket. So in the bike total for $350, I can't really beat that. Awesome budget bike. We're gonna have some fun with it. So make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more videos on this budget beater. Peace.